This video is focusing on the Hallmark Keepsake Ornament Precious Moments Disney Ornament Collection. I have all the ornaments in this collection so far. It started in 2008, and they do 2 a year. One's always a limited quantity piece, and the other's a regular line piece. The limited quantity ones, of course, are made in lesser quantity. Precious Moments is a collectible brand started by Sam Butcher, who did these distinct illustrations of children with a simple smile, large forehead, teardrop eyes, very distinct faces, in muted pastel colors. I cannot remember when they started doing Disney pieces, but they've done them for several years, and they're highly collectible. The Disney pieces usually hold a good value. If you want to back collect this collection, it's going to be expensive. There are a few that aren't too expensive on the secondary marketplace, but a lot of them are, and this is the hardest one to find. So it's going to cost some money. I believe Hallmark outsources this collection. I think UNESCO does it because I know for a fact 3 of the sculpts that are in this collection are directly from UNESCO. Because I collect Precious Moments dolls, and I get the catalogs all the time, and I've seen these sculpts before. Okay, so the first one in 2008 is Snow White. She was the limited quantity piece for July. This is from an UNESCO figurine. The original figurine had a cape on her. It's a very Christmassy design. You've got the little bird giving her a gift. It's quite pretty. I like the black hair on her. I think the sculpted hair is very simple and very pretty. So that's Snow White. This is a high quality bisque porcelain. It says copyright 2007. That's another reason why I believe UNESCO does these, because for the first few years they didn't have the Hallmark printed date. They had a copyright date from the year before. Also from 2008, the regular line piece that came out is Cinderella and Prince Charming. This piece from UNESCO was originally on a large base with an arch, and there was mistletoe hanging from the arch. That's why Cinderella is looking up instead of at the prince. It's another reason why I believe that the sculpts are directly from UNESCO. See how her eyes are looking straight up? She would be looking at the mistletoe on the original piece. This is a very beautiful piece. It's the biggest piece. It's the only one with 2 full-size Precious Moments characters that they've done so far, and it costs more than the others. And the prices of these ornaments have risen since 2008, so I hope they never do 2 again. I don't want to pay whatever the price would be, probably about $32 if they did a double like this again. 2009, I believe the limited quantity was this one, Belle and Chip, which is, Belle's my favorite, Beauty and the Beast. It's my favorite movie, so this is my favorite of the ornaments. Chip is very plain looking, like his handle looks like a little bump on his face. It's a little weird, but it's quite pretty. She's carrying a gift. The 2009 pieces I'm particularly fond of. They both have a bit in common. They both have a gift, and they both have a secondary character, a little friend character. That's Belle and Chip. That's my favorite of all of these, naturally. Another favorite, even though I'm not a big fan of The Little Mermaid, is Ariel and Sebastian. I think this sculpt is beautifully done. The blue, especially that pastel blue against that pastel, the more pastel red hair. It's almost terracotta colored. I think that color combo is lovely. And again, she's got a gift and a secondary character, Sebastian. This one does not have the usual little hole in the bottom like most Precious Moments figures, which is kind of interesting. Okay. 2010, the limited piece was Princess Tiana with Naveen the Frog. This, if you want to back collect, is one of the cheaper pieces to get. I think it's one of the best ones they've done. And this was the first time Tiana was ever done as a Precious Moments piece. When it came out, I double-checked on the internet, and this was the only one I could find. They really don't do a lot with her. Her dress is the correct dress. If you watched my Disney videos, my Disney ornament collection videos, I did mention that the Tiana ornament I showed had the wrong dress for the scene with Naveen, because she wouldn't have been in the green dress with him as a frog. This is correct, and it's one of the reasons I like this one. I think her sculpt's lovely. The skin tones are really pretty. Precious Moments does not do a lot of African American skin tones. They usually have a very pale Caucasian skin tone. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not now. I haven't been talking that long, but it is a Christian company, so a lot of their stuff is faith-based. They have a big chapel in Missouri, and it's very popular. One of the reasons that these are so expensive to collect is they appeal to 3 types of collectors. They appeal to Precious Moments collectors, Disney collectors, and Hallmark Keepsake collectors. So you've got 3 different markets buying them. I think she's lovely. 2010 also has the regular line piece, Tinkerbell. I'm not a big Tinkerbell fan. She's got little pearlized glazed wings, and the little pom-poms on her shoes are pearlized glazed. Got a little ponytail, copyright information. She's not bad, it's just one of my least favorites. It's not my overall least favorite. I'll point that out when we get to it, and I'll explain why. So, 2011, they finally started putting semi-correct date. They put a copyright date, but it's for the right year instead of the year before. This is Sleeping Beauty, the limited piece for 2011. She's got all 3 fairies. It's going to be hard to see, but you see this little shiny thing pressed against my finger. I don't know why this is here. I'm thinking it's supposed to be the one from Merryweather. It's kind of weird. But look at the sculpt. I love that little swirl in her hair. This one's a bit harder to find too. Oh, Ariel and Belle are difficult to find as well. They're kind of expensive on the secondary market. A lot of these are. This one's another higher one. She's in the pink dress because Disney insists on putting Aurora in pink, so you can tell the difference between her and Cinderella. I'm not a fan of that because she wore blue for most of the movie, and Merryweather's choice of blue was much better, but that's okay. Still very pretty. Also from 2011, the regular line piece, it's my least favorite, is Cinderella with Jacques. This is the only one I waited until after Christmas to buy because I refused to pay full price because they repeated a character way too early. If they were going to do all the princesses, they should do all the princesses. Which means doing Jasmine, which Precious Moments Jasmine, if you look that up, that is the cutest little thing I've ever seen. I really want Precious Moments Jasmine. They haven't done her yet, though. Darn them. They should also do Mulan, and they should do Pocahontas. I think Inesco's just started doing Pocahontas. I can't remember. But they should do those before tackling re-released characters. Then there's other characters they can do that aren't princesses. That would be nice. That's why it's my least favorite. And also Jack looks a little weird. But it's Christmas Eve. It's got holly. It's got a present. And luckily it was left over after Christmas, so I was able to get it. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. The limited ones, they're never left over. 2012, the limited piece, it's Rapunzel. It's kind of a weird sculpt. I believe this is an Inesco sculpt too. Can't remember. It's Rapunzel and Pascal. Precious almost attempting to show long hair. They did a good job. It's a nice piece. It's pretty. It's fanciful. I can't say the word. It's a fantasy-based thing, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's nice, but it's not one that makes me go, wow, I love it. Some of them do, some of them don't. Another one, the regular line piece that year is Mary Poppins. First time that Disney ever did Mary Poppins. And if you saw my other Disney collection of videos, you saw this one. Not the first time Disney ever did it. Sorry, the first time Hallmark ever did Mary Poppins. Which upset a few collectors who do not, a few collectors on Yule Log who do not like the Precious Moments ornaments. They were not happy with this. Oh well. I was happy. I was like, you sweet another character for the collection, and it's Precious Moments. I don't know. As a kid, I didn't really care for the movie. I can watch it a little more now. As a kid, I liked Bert a lot, and I still do. I liked Mary Poppins, but I didn't like the children that much. I didn't like their father. So, yeah. It's a good detailed ornament, but I'm not a big fan of it because the eyes are slightly too close together for a Precious Moments piece. It doesn't really have the correct look to it. I believe this is a direct from UNESCO sculpt. I cannot remember. The umbrella is a nice touch. And typical Precious Moments, doing little sweet endearing things like a little patch in the shape of a heart. That's cute. That's 2012. 2013, limited quantity piece is Alice in Wonderland. This one's very pretty. I really like the sculpt. I could have shown this in my Disney collection video and called this Dinah, but the Precious Moments Disney collection, a lot of times what they're depicting is children dressed up as the characters. Usually they're with a stuffed animal version of the character instead of, like, the Ariel would have been with a little stuffed crab instead of a real crab. So I don't know if Hallmark / UNESCO was aiming for this is really Dinah and this is really Alice, or this is a girl pretending to be Alice playing with her cat, pretending the cat is Dinah. The cat does not have the correct coloring for Dinah, so I believe it's the latter. I love the sitting sculpt. It's innocent. It's cute. It has a lot going on for it, and if you want to get this one, get it now. The price has started to climb on it. So if you want it, get it. And they have the year. Look at that. Look how big and bright that is. They did a good job. She's very pretty. I'm not a big Alice in Wonderland fan. So for me to say this is really pretty and I really like it is a lot. I've got nothing against it. I'm learning to like it more. I'm just not a big fan of the Alice in Wonderland storyline, period. I've read retellings and things like that, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Oh, I'm getting a low battery meter, so I gotta hurry. Last one, 2013, is Boo and Mike. This is a direct from UNESCO sculpt. I totally recognize this, and I'm glad they did it. She's very cute, and like I said before, stuffed animal version of Mike. It's not the real Mike. Yay! I hope in the future we see another one like this I really love. It's Baloo and Mowgli. Look that up. It's a little baby boy with a yellow shirt and a red diaper, and he's leaning up against a giant stuffed Baloo, and I've got to go because my camera's low battery light's flashing. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye, and happy collecting!